You know, something that was weird to me as a newcomer to the Fire Emblem franchise was the gameplay. When I first saw Martin and Ike doing flashy techniques in Brawl, I thought their games would have been similar to the Zelda or God of War series. I never expected the gameplay to be this. Chess. Now this didn't stop me from playing a Fire Emblem game, and actually I became a massive fan. I spent so much time on 3 houses, I was the only one in my friend group hyped for Violet and Smash, and my Discord title in my friend's server is literally the only Fire Emblem fan. So yeah, I really love this franchise. It has lovable characters, great gameplay, a beautiful soundtrack, interesting lore, and especially cute waifus. So in 2017, when Fire Emblem Warriors was first announced, I was really excited and not shook at all that the Fire Emblem series finally got a Warriors spin-off. Like, it just makes sense to have this kind of combination. I mean, look at Smash. All the boys doing fancy moves. They are perfect for a Warriors game. It's like pineapple on pizza. It works. Surprisingly. Now despite Fire Emblem Warriors getting solid reviews, it honestly feels like it isn't being talked about too often, which is quite a shame because playing this game was really enjoyable. It's not bad at all. I mean, it's not perfect, but still, people should definitely give it a chance. Fire Emblem Warriors would be any Effie fan's wet dream, because playing as your beloved Effie characters, slashing and decimating your foes like it's nothing, is just so satisfying. This game is beautiful, from the presentation, to the music, and the gameplay. I think my only gripe with Warriors is the roster. It could have been better in my opinion. To be fair, the devs did mention that they would only focus on 3 Fire Emblem games, Shadow Dragon, Awakening, and Fates, which makes sense. They used the 2 most recent games at the time, and one containing the face of the franchise. They only used 3 games because there would have been too many sword fighters apparently, and that makes perfect sense. But when you look at the roster, the representation of the 3 chosen games aren't equal, Fates having the most heroes while Shadow Dragons having the least. But then, they straight up add Lyn and Celica to Warriors, who are not even from those 3 games. I love these 2 characters, but it felt really weird to add them to the base game and set as DLC. Another thing that's weird about the roster is the movesets. Out of the 32 characters in the full game, only 19 of them have a unique moveset, meaning that some of the heroes are basically clones. That didn't bother me too much because most of the cast are really fun to play as. But anyway, let's talk about the beauty of Warriors, the gameplay. One thing that I love about it is that it really replicates well the tension you feel in your traditional Effie games while also adding immersion to it. In most Fire Emblem titles, you know how funny it is to transition from the cutscenes to the tabletop chess combat? Well, in Warriors, you always get that cutscene-ish feel to the game. When you hit someone, you feel the pain, you feel that slice, you feel that shit. Like, hearing the beautiful sound effects when slashing your foes is just wow. Music to my ears. Now I won't go too deep into the story because it's pretty bare bones, and it's really just an excuse for putting characters from different Effie games all together. You have 2 twins, Rowan and Liana, the next heirs to the throne of the Kingdom of Aetolis. One day, monsters from a different world attack the palace, forcing them to flee. They then learn that the presence of these creatures has also brought heroes from other worlds. To defeat the monsters, the twins must team up with the warriors from the different Fire Emblem worlds and complete the Shield of Flames, the only weapon strong enough to beat the source of the creature's appearance. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. If you think the story is lackluster, don't worry, because you are absolutely correct. Seriously, the majority of the story chapters start with the twins meeting new heroes from different worlds, then a misunderstanding between them happens, which leads to a fight, and when you beat them, they join you, and rinse and repeat. But what Warriors lack in its story makes up with the combat. At a glance, it does look simple, just button mash your way through the levels, because we all know that in hack and slash games, mashing buttons lead to combos, which leads to damage, which leads to dead foes, which gives you wins. And boom, that's how the Warriors 101. But no, there's more to it. While most of the gameplay does revolve around you running on the battlefield to stop your foes in battle, Fire Emblem Warriors also focuses on strategy and teamwork. In fact, the gameplay does a good job balancing between the beat-em-up aspects of Warriors and the analytical side of the Fire Emblem franchise. This game sets itself apart from most hack-and-slash titles because of the importance of character management. In combat, you sometimes have to multitask between objectives. Alright, okay.
Hello there.
Another one.
Hello.
Again.
Hi.
Yes, sir.
I am Ferdinand von...
There's no way you're able to do all of this alone. But just like in any Fire Emblem game, you have control of every character on your side. What I mean is that you can assign tasks to your team so that you don't have to do everything on your own. This is perfect for the onslaught of objectives you receive in battle. Your goal is to defeat multiple captains? Fight one yourself and send the other heroes to help you. Need to seize multiple forts? Assign the task to one of your party members. Someone needs healing? You know what to do. Giving orders to your allies really makes the game feel like a strategy game and forces the player to take an analytical approach instead of just running around the battlefield on your own. But just like in any Fire Emblem game, you can't just carelessly send anyone to the enemy. With the presence of the series' iconic weapon triangle, you have to carefully choose who fights who. Also, flying, cavalry, and dragon units all keep their weaknesses as well, so keep that in mind when fighting because you'll inflict no damage if you're at a disadvantage, and the enemy will definitely massacre your allies. And speaking of disadvantage, if you're having trouble fighting a foe, you can pair up with another hero, and just like in Fates, it's broken. With it, your teammate gives you extra stats, and they can also shield you from incoming attacks. It is a really useful asset, but by pairing up with an ally, you're sacrificing map coverage for better performance in battle. So you must decide on when to use it depending on the situation. This adds depth to the gameplay and forces you to be strategic during combat. Now in terms of fighting, the game really isn't hard. Just don't get hit. No, but seriously, you are rarely gonna lose because of all your characters dying. You usually get a game over because your strategy to complete the objective wasn't good enough. You have to make sure to use the correct units and you have to assign tasks at the perfect time. It really makes it feel like you're playing an RPG instead of a hack and slash, and that's pretty cool. But enough of the analytical side of the game, let's talk about the presentation, because my oh my, it is gorgeous. The character models all look so good, and the animations of their attacks are just so smooth. Every character's combos just flow so well. There's Lin's swift and rapid attacks, to Tiki's devastating dragon blows, to Marth's elegant sword style, to freaking Ryoma's demon slayer thunder breathing looking form. Like holy shit, his attacks are so cool. Like look at him! It reminds me so much about Zenitsu. And then there's Corrin. Don't get me wrong, she's very fun to play, but so many of her moves to transform her into a dragon, which takes so much time and kinda ruins the flow of the game. But also, did you know that Lisa can spin dash? Comboing with all the characters is just so satisfying, especially in Awakening mode, which is basically a Super Saiyan power-up that lets you ignore enemies' defenses and let you attack for free. And when that form is over, it finishes up with a devastating strike. Also, can we talk about the attention to detail in this game? Like the characters' attack really represent their personality. Look at Chrome's impulsive nature shown with his powerful and brutal swings, or Lisa's energetic character that can be seen with the sass she displays in her special attacks. Man, imagine you're about to die and the last thing you see is some child posing on you. Goddamn, that'd be sad. Also, there are so many references and Easter eggs to the Fire Emblem franchise in this game, which is really cool. We have Takumi and his fallen self appearing during his Awakening special, Marth Smash Bros Dancing Blade as one of his combos, Lucina doing both her and Chrome's pose from the Awakening box art, Cordelia doing her render pose while going Super Saiyan, Lin using shadow clones like in her crit animations, and many more. Fire Emblem Warriors really is a good game, and it has something for everyone. Despite having a mediocre roster, it is a game that is very enjoyable. It brings out the best of beat 'em ups and Fire Emblem's strategic gameplay. And with the release of Age of Calamity coming soon, why not try it out? Because Fire Emblem Warriors would definitely be a solid gateway to the hack and slash genre.